Another day, another unboxing. Okay, maybe this isn't quite the next day. This is more like 3 days later. I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to this one too. Like the previous two were built upon speed and, maneuverability and agility and things like that, and that's all well and good. Upon reflection, this is less of the generic, one size fits all balanced machine that the hero of the show uses, although it does feel a lot like that. And more feels kind of like the ninja of the group, as opposed to like the special operations version that is the jetter, you know, whatever. But this one's much more utility. This one's more robust. This one feels like the muscle of the group. That's what Tridigger feels like. And this time we have only one Dionaut. He's in yellow and silver, appropriately. So yes, they have one Dionaut this time. They probably wanted to throw in some extra for this, unless there's a Dionaut already inside the cockpit, which would surprise me if they did. They usually don't do that. So we'll find out soon enough. Anyways, clearly the Tridigger is meant to do the smashy smashy, and not just with the digging that allows it to burrow underground. Okay, but more like it's got the cannons, it's got the missiles, it's got the actual muscle attached to it. So I'm looking forward to that one. We've got decals. Again, 00209, which again I'm not going to be adding, so don't care. Wonder where they attach. Because they're in black this time, they're not in white. So where would they attach? It seems kind of a strange choice to have black numbers on black plastic. Is it just me? Uh, Bullet core, top machine, bottom machine, machine mode, mech mode, demiser cannon. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. VORT-Crusher. Oh, awesome. And head unit shelter mode, whatever shelter means. Which is cool, which none of the others had. Oh boy, now we have the full Trivers system unlocked right there. Oh yeah, that's all three of them in action. I neglected to point out that there's actually additional specialized bullet cores that you can get that are color coordinated, obviously, that are different from the bullet cores that we currently have over here. They're different from this. So they're still, red, blue, yellow, but they're molded in like black or silver or something like that. And they have different head units. So those are kind of specialized cores, or bullet cores, just to mix things up. And there's the shadow versions of all three of these guys. At least I think there's a shadow version of Tridigger. I'm not entirely certain because I haven't been able to find the shadow version of Tridigger, but I know there's like a marine, like a space marine or whatever. Not marine as in water, but marine as in special unit, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. And anyways, there's those things. So yeah, there's already like two different repaints of each of the Trivers floating around out there. So, but I wanted the basic ones only. I think I've kind of had enough of the dark repaints, so it was a deliberate choice to get all the original colored versions of the Trivers. So that was a deliberate choice. I didn't unknowingly make that decision. Considering these have already been out for like 6 months at this point, yeah, I knew what I was getting myself into. Of course, if you're the ground pounder, the one with the heavy armor and the muscle and all the specialty weapons, chances are you're also the slowest of the group. I mean, a jet fighter and a high-speed tank. This one's going to be the slow-speed utility vehicle, so I guess one of them had to be. And those are some very, very impressive over-the-shoulder cannons that I'm very much looking forward to. I wonder if you'll be able to attach them to the forearms, or just have it hold it. I think you can have it hold the cannons. Yeah, they're definitely over the shoulder. Awesome. Hmm. No, wait, what is that? Is that downstairs or outside? I can't tell. It's either a woman singing opera or coyotes howling. I can't decide which one. Yeah, there's another Dinot who's going to end up just sitting in the box the whole time. They managed to work light piping past a movable visor. That's impressive. Well, the fact that all of these have light piping period is impressive. Does not have the pointed nose this time, though. So the head unit can fold down over the eyes and fold or slide down and up across the thing. That's something that like I never understood about giant robots. Like it's supposed to look neat because it's like oh it's a specialty goggles they're going down over its eyes. But that said, wouldn't the head just point downwards and the sensors are right there? So instead of using these sensor units here, they just use the sensor unit up here. So just bend the head down. Why would you have it fold down over the eyes? Why bother? Or have a single sensor come down across the side or come down here or something like that. Cover one eye. It's like, well, what's the advantage of covering one eye and having a different sensor unit there? Also, what's the point of having sensors built into the weapon if you're just going to manually aim the thing anyways? You know? I know, it looks cool, but on the other hand, it's like, what? Anyways, that's something that the other two can't do. Is it's got the big visor thing that comes down, or the forehead sensor thingy comes down, and covers it up. So, still, I appreciate the effort. It's awesome. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, and I assume the cockpit opens downwards. How do I open you? Yeah, it pivots downwards. Come on. Don't be shy. Or do I have to flip the head back in order to open the cockpit? I have to flip the head back in order to open the cockpit. That's interesting. And then the dashboard panel or whatever that flips forward as well. But the question is, can it flip back independently of the cockpit? And the answer is yes, it can. Cool. So the cockpit controls, which are the gray things right there, those are independent. Because you can see now they've gone from up here to down. They've gone from up here to down here. So yeah. So instead of having a chest or a vest thingy that comes down over the top, instead it just covers their legs. I can live with that. Clearly, they're not expecting this one to move quickly, so it's like it's okay if it doesn't have a shoulder harness of some kind. It's like you could just have a lap belt. That's good. Ooh, those little head antennae get in the way a little bit. That was not a good click. That was not a good click. Okay, the head antenna just barely clear. It still doesn't snap very solidly. Like I want to pull it farther, but that would just ultimately lead to it outright coming out. So, okay. Anyways, there's the bullet core by itself. It kind of looks like I don't know, almost looks like a shipping container unto itself. But it changes in the same way. You just flip the head back or you pull the nose, you pull the cockpit forward, then you flip the head back. So it's exactly the same thing. But now I'm curious as to which weapon you can attach to the side of it. I'm wondering if for the bullet core, and they finally spelled it correctly this time, I'm wondering if it's the missile launchers or it's those big cannons that attach to it. I don't know. Let's see. I want to find out which one they do. Yep, it's the big cannons. Ha ha! And they misspelled bullet core. Why? You did it so well on the first page. All right. Well, if big cannons are what they want, then big cannons is what they'll get. Time to pull out the big guns. Plasma torches. I don't care. It's just they're the biggest guns that I've seen yet. That's impressive right there. Very, very nice. So these attach to the side. How? I kind of hope the missile pods will attach to this as well. I'd be even happier. It's like big cannons are one thing, but like missile pods is something entirely different. Because it's all about fire and forget, baby. It's all about fire and forget. But I want to know. Whoa, okay, oh, all right. We've got an extra handle. Oh, I see. So it can peg in, or you can flip this out, and then it'll actually be able to grip it. Interesting. So the hand can actually grab onto it. All right, okay, fair enough. It also gives the option that if, and I'm not sure how, but I'm guessing it'll give the option that if you peg it in like this, it'll be able to flip up and over like that. I'm guessing that'll be an option. It's better than the little utility arm thingies on the Tridasher, I'm just saying. And now for 10 missile launchers, which do have pegs on them. Oh, yes. That means you can put the missile launchers on either side of the bullet core. Do those slide? No, they do not. The individual warheads are painted. That's great. Love that. But the vents on the back are not. Anyways, yes, you can attach the missile launchers. 3-pack missile launchers. Yes, you can. Good, good. Although with beam cannons, obviously unlimited ammunition, but, you know, it takes time to charge up. Produces a lot of waste heat. Utility arms and a utility arm. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. The bottom of the foot has a wheel on it, which I was not expecting. Friction at the ankle, and ankle tilt, generous ankle tilt to either side. Good, good. And 90-degree, you can't see, 90-degree rotation on the back of the leg, and about 45 degrees, a little over 45 degrees forward. I want to get that chicken walker action going, you know. Legs go out to the side with friction. They twist at the hip, and friction again at the ankle. Strange. So only of the three, only the Trijetter has a rotating, or has a ratcheting hip joint. That's curious. Really curious. It'll be curious to see how this thing maintains its stability with wheels on the bottom. You can see the wheels right there, and the clawed toes can fold 90 degrees down and 90 degrees up. So I guess that's how they justify it balancing. I don't know. And the tractor treads on the back do not appear to extend or rotate or anything, so I guess they're just stuck the way it is. Be kind of a pain in the ass to get an articulating armature in there, or some specialized pistons or whatever it is in there. That'd be difficult. Like you can get away with it on the big power GV, but you can't necessarily do it here. Or big power GV and the Diabattles V2, like the large ones, you can get away with the tractor assemblies moving around, but on the Trivers, not so much. They're too small. And then the Top Fighter. It's the Top Fighter, which also has a backpack that moves, I believe. Does it? No, it does not. The backpack does not move. Okay. Okay, so then, not looking at the instructions, I wonder if these cannons, okay, they can peg in, but the question is, can they clear the shoulders? Yes, they absolutely can. I love it. I was right. That's exactly what I was expecting. But that's probably what those articulating arms are for. There's a panel on the back of the forearm, and that's where the hand folds out. There's a little tab there. Pointed fingertips? No. Very utility looking critter. The wrists do turn, and the fingers do splay open, or they do, you know, they do this. But the thumb does not move. Friction on the finger joints is a little looser as well, so surprisingly you cannot peg the you cannot use the small peg. However, if you fold down the handle, you can get that in. You can get that in. You can get that in. Okay, so it doesn't hang on to it that way. That's strange. Why would they design it that way? I don't know. But surely it can hang on. It does, but only just. What's going on here? Okay, so it does hang on to it, but there's the peg on the end here is not very long, so it just kind of slips right out. That's strange. Why would they limit it that way? Can the wrist go up and down? Yeah, it kind of can just because of how it transforms, but that's surprising. That's really surprising. I would expect that peg to be long enough for it to actually be able to hold on to it, but for whatever reason, it doesn't. Do the drill bits turn? Yes, they do. Oh, no, the entire arm turns. Okay. Now, let's see if the drill bits turn. Yes, they do. Excellent. Ah, that's because they pop right off. Little rocket engine thingies on the back. So I guess they're expecting some kind of a rocket punch feature. Excellent. Never argue with that. Now I want to see how good this is. I've suspected this for a while. Suspected nothing. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. That worked out surprisingly well. Good. And there was friction all the way up and friction all the way down. Excellent. And then you rotate that around 90 degrees, and lo and behold, you have drill-tipped arms, or drill-tipped hands instead. Excellent. Excellent. With, of course, rocket-powered drill tips that come off. Are there hands in here? No, there are not. This is acceptable. Unlike how it is on, what's it called? Diabattles V2. You cannot remove the arms. So just because of the way these arms transform, which is pretty darn smart, pretty ambitious too. For a figure this size to have the arms flip, slide up and down like that, that's pretty ambitious, pretty generous too. It's surprising that they would. What was I talking about? Oh no, it's not surprising that the arms would not be able to, or that the sliding section here would not be able to outright come out. I don't think even if I removed the. Well, okay, I'll remove the drill bit and see if I can actually pull the hand out. No, I cannot. Oh, it's because there's a cuff right above the ankle joint, or yeah, right above the wrist on both sides. It's just large enough. It's just wide enough rim. Both here and here is a rim is slightly wider, so that prevents it from sliding all the way in and out. Good deal. Good deal. Very well done, Takara. Very well done. And be careful; those drill bits have quite a bit of a bite to them there. And there is a shrug, although obviously the drill bits will get in the way of each other. Cool. Okay. So if that's the case, I wonder if I could take the drill bits off and insert the cannons. I wonder if it'll even let me. Yeah, it will. It should. Yes, indeed. You can indeed attach there's an identical hole on either side of the guns. Whatever the guns are called, I don't have one in front of me. There's an identical hole on either side, and you can peg that, or you can wrap that hole around the peg right there. So you have a couple choices. I doubt you'll be able to do that with the missile launchers. However, you can attach the missile launchers to the sides of the shoulders, right? Yes, you can. So yes, you can get the missile launcher on the side there. You can also attach the missile launchers or the guns to the hips, or I'm sorry, the thighs. So you can get it attached to the side. Scoot forward a little bit, come on. And if you absolutely have to, you can attach cannons to the hips, or the thighs if you so desire. Which I do not, so meh. I did that with my, oh crap, I forgot Robot Damashi Buster Gundam. Which I still have, by the way. Still have that, so. It's surprisingly difficult to get these attached to each other, and they cling for dear life when you put them back, or when you try and pull them apart. I always feel like I'm putting a lot of excessive stress on these things. Oh, there's pegs on either side of the hips, on either hip. Ooh, that would prevent a good opportunity for outright attaching cannons to the hips. Yes? Yeah, where's the hole? There's the hole. But you're going to lose some articulation. So you can attach the cannons to the back of the cannon to the hips, and then I don't know, I guess you could have it hang on to the arms if you work on that enough, or have the arms attached to that handle that they won't hang on to. Or that's really bugging me. I wonder why it is that they can't wrap the hands around that. That's a strange choice. Got a pair of small, blocky utility arms, hole on one side, peg on the other. Oh, don't tell me they ratchet. Why would they ratchet? I don't want them to ratchet. Why do these ratchet? They don't need to. All you need is friction. Those don't need to ratchet. Why? So one of the joints will ratchet, but the other won't. Why do they do that? Oh, which then allows those to flip up and over. Okay, I can live with that. But again, why do these ratchet? You don't need them to. Well, they don't ratchet. They snap every 45 degrees. I see no reason for it to do that. And the opposing joint turns freely. Why? Why does it ratchet? It doesn't need to. Oh, yes. Excellent. Missile launchers to either side of the lower legs. Make sure you point them in the right direction, of course. Why does it have a wheel on the bottom? I don't understand that. It's going to throw up, like that's how it rolls around, okay, but like, why would you... Got a pair of claw fingers on the one side, thankfully, that do not ratchet. If they did, I'd be worried about structural integrity. The plastic can't handle that. Although, oddly, the fingers cannot touch each other. I can't get them to close any more than that. Strange. I wonder why. So we have a wrist and a wrist. We've got a double elbow. And then we've got come on. And then we've got a shoulder joint, which can actually flip all the way around. Can't it? Can't it? It can't. Okay. So you can pull this all the way out, flip it all the way around. But for whatever reason, it cannot do a full 360. Okay. Probably they want to be able to treat it like a cannon barrel of some kind, so it can angle up and down, but it can't, point downwards or whatever. So, and then there's also a small extension as well. Oops. There's a small extension, which I would not advise pulling on hard enough to pull it out. That would be a bad idea. And the extension does not flex up or down or side to side. That's it. It just extends a little, and that's it. So here's the utility arm. I'm going to put those claws back, get them out of the way so they don't snag on absolutely everything. Wait, is there an elbow swivel I'm not aware of? No. There's a wrist swivel, but not an elbow swivel. Curious. There's some kind of inconsistency here. Or is there? Yeah, it's weird the way the instructions tell me to fold it up this way so that this peg fits into this hole, which is all well and good. It's supposed to do that. But then it comes into direct conflict with the shoulder peg. And while you are expected to be able to fold the shoulder peg around, what it does not show is the shoulder's set up like this. And actually, it shows it. It's both folded down like this, and it's both and telling you to do this. Well, if that's the case, there's no peg here. But the way it's drawn, it's confusing. It's like they changed it, might have changed it between when that was printed and when this was made. So I don't know. Like I can fold it up like this. That's fine, and that's what I want to do. But the instructions say you're supposed to fold it in the opposite direction, which is weird. Oh well. I'm just going to peg it in, and hopefully it's not too tight in there. No, it's not tight. Okay. Peg that into the backpack. Why do they have the smaller holes? I don't understand. So then, presumably, you can take the utility arm. Whoa, okay. Okay, that peg is very unnecessarily tight, which I was afraid was going to happen. There's additional pegs on either side of... Okay, remind me to never ever do this again. Holy shit. I need to get the fingers out of the way, because I will break them if I put that kind of stress on them. Okay, safety tip number 1, never ever peg that together. Ever again. Jesus. Yeah, I'm very much not going to do what the instructions said. Not that the instructions got it correctly the correct time, or the first time, so... Okay. So the utility arm goes on the back, and then you can fold it all the way forward like this, and extend it a little bit. So maybe that's an additional cannon if you want it to be. I don't know. Or a plasma torch or something, I don't know. Use your imagination, that's what these are for anyways, you know? Ooh. That's tight. Wow, that's a really tight fit to get the bullet core into the top machine. Very tight. How on earth am I going to get it out, is the question. Oh, wow. That is really tight, getting that in and out of there. Holy smokes. Worked fine on the other two. On this one, it's like, jeez. Make sure the visor is upwards. And there you have the Tridigger in, I guess it'd be called maneuver mode. Is that what they're calling it? I don't know. They have some sort of ridiculous name for all these things. Well, most of them. Final battle maneuver mode. That's what this is called. Final battle maneuver mode. Final battle maneuver mode. And oh yes, he takes up a lot of space compared to the other two. A lot more space. I was absolutely correct when I said this guy was the utility brute. With nice, subtle blue rings around each cuff. There it is again, that thing that I noticed with the Tridasher is that each of them has colors of the other two. So the Tridasher has... Ooh, that elbow. So the Tridasher has a lot of blue on it, but it also has red and yellow on it to match it up. Well, if you decide to do the VERS formation, you can take the blue that's on here and match it up with the blue that's on here, and also the blue that's on the front of the pelvis. And then, if you want to go to VERS formation with the Trijetter, you've got yellow, which is from this, matched up with the yellow that's on here. But then you also have you have red vents here, and you have red missile launcher there. Any other red? Not much. Well, there's a sensor eye that has red that matches it up with the Trijetter. So they're deliberately trying to mix and match the colors on each of them, which is something that I noticed with the Tridasher a couple days ago. So, Also, just realized, unlike the Tridasher and the Trijetter, the Tridigger, that's a mouthful to say, the Tridigger has no melee weapons. Well, it does. If I guess these count as melee weapons, so whatever. But it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any crash caliber twos. So, and you can swell those out to the side. Kind of generic pose now. The head can go up a little bit, but going down, you can only look forward or look up a little bit. That's it. So, and then it does have a waist swivel just because of the way it combines. Gosh, my goodness, those hip joints, both hip joints are tight. Wow. I almost feel like it should have the shoulders go forward or backward. I almost feel like it should be able to do that, but it doesn't. And then stick the cannons, tilt the cannons forward like that. There we go. That doesn't look bad. And then I guess give it a little more by sticking the claw up and over if you so desire. So cool beans. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Okay, time to get into, well, wait, no, let's see. VORT-Crusher. We'll look at VORT-Crusher. What is VORT supposed to mean? VORT? I don't know what they mean by VORT. V-O-R-T, VORT-Crusher. Vortice? Maybe? I doubt it. VORT. I don't get that. I don't understand. Anyways, VORT-Crusher mode is just swapping the arms around like I showed you earlier. Drop down the forehead sensor. Anything else? Nope, that's it. So yeah, this is VORT-Crusher mode. VORT-Crusher. Anybody who deals in professional mining, can you tell me what VORT means? Because I honestly don't. I don't get the reference. So this is VORT-Crusher mode. I don't get it either. Okay, time for machine mode. I guess it's a good thing I started in VORT-Crusher mode. VORT? What? That's going to drive me crazy. VORT. V-O-R-T. VORT-Crusher. What does VORT mean? I don't understand. Anyways. So they want me to pull the head out, or pull the bullet core out so I can hide the head. Which, yeah. Oops, no. How does this work? Okay. I feel like I want to pull the cockpit a little farther out from the framework, but if I did that, it would just pop out. So, like, I want to until it gives, like, a solid snap, but I can't do that because I would stress it and I would break it, so... Anyways, so they want me to put the bullet core back in this distended cockpit, but then tilt the cockpit upwards. Wait, what? I was wondering why that plastic went all the way in there like that, and I also wondered why it is that these tractor treads here, they don't move. It's because, oh, you can't see that. It's because it extends outwards, and then that makes room for the feet. Whoa, I didn't know those extended. Dude. Alright, so that explains why those tractor treads don't move. Huh. Cool, I didn't know it could do that. Fold up on the knees. Ooh, I just had an echo of robot jocks when I fold up on the knees like that. Ugh. Oh, I was wondering what those tabs were. Okay. There's a pair of tabs on the boobs, and you take those tabs and you plug them into these holes on the front of the shins by rotating the hips. So previously you rotated the knees, but now you're going to be rotating, and there is no solid, like the hips are so tight that you don't really have to, like, yeah, you do want to peg it in, but the pegs don't snap into position. So, do they want me to keep the missile launchers there? yeah, they do. Yeah, they want me. Okay, yeah, they do want the missile launchers forward. Okay. Fine with me. Although it'd be interesting if they treated those missile launchers like vertical silos on a submarine or a missile cruiser of some kind. All right, that's fair enough. Flip the arms around, right? Yes. Flip the arms around and push them back into their normal maneuver mode positions, which gets the drill bits closer to the cockpit. Why? I don't know. So make certain that the elbows are angled upwards in machine mode. Oh, I wonder. Oh, I bet you I can take the cannons. What are these cannons called? I don't remember. What are the cannons called? Demiser cannons. Oh, hell yes. Demiser cannons. So the demiser cannons, you can, if you turn the wrist to the side, and this is not part of machine mode, but if you turn those to the side and then get them out of, get out of there, get out of there, okay. So you turn those to the side, you can very much peg cannons into the utility arm as well, if you so desire. That's cool. So that gives you options. All right, cool. Wonder if it's part of an official mode later on. Just saying. The toe guards flip upwards, which is weird because you'd want to have them folded down. But whatever. So this is machine mode. Boy, it's really easy to get those arms out of alignment with each other. Which I'm not hugely opposed. I kind of wish this one was a bit bigger. I wish the Tridigger was a bit bigger, but I can live with that. It has missile launchers down here. So that's cool. But it also shows as an alternative. Really? So those claws actually do serve a function. Interesting. Okay. So what it shows is you can take the bullet core, or the bullet core, take the bullet core out. And do I extend this? Yeah, you do. Extend the arm, but do not open the claws all the way, because what they want you to do is hook. They want you to hook the claws here to either side of the bullet core. That's ambitious. And I do not believe that they snap into position, but still, the fact that they're doing this, that's awesome. So now you've got kind of a crane arm. Oops. So now you've got the bullet core is attached to a crane arm, and you can also turn it side to side because of the wrist joint, and you can get it all the way up here like this. Oops. Get it all the way up like this, or you can even extend it downwards. Oops. Extend it downwards a bit so that it's below ground level a bit. That's funny. That's an interesting choice. That's an interesting idea. Although I might not extend the arm like that. So that's the basic machine mode. Bit of a utility monster, that. And yes, you can absolutely... Oh, I could point the cannons down like that. I don't know what it's for, but it looks kind of interesting. Some additional support, something like that. I don't know. Okay, now we get into top and bottom machine, respectively. Each one is 2 steps each. That's great. So to make top machine, all you do is you just... where's the button? There's the button. That thing I was saying earlier about these Trivers, their waist joints love to hang on to things. Ow, what happened? Ow! I hurt myself. Unnecessarily. So this is top machine. You literally just unpeg it from machine mode. You get top machine, and that's it. That's all there is to it. It's exactly the same thing. You just detach it from the waist and that's it. And then for bottom machine, it's more or less the same thing. Remove the core or bullet core and attach it to the waist joint with friction only. Friction only. Something I've always had a bit of a problem with all three of the Trivers is that when you try to peg it into the waist section, the friction isn't very good on it. So within the space of like 2 minutes, I've already shown you both the top mode and the top machine and bottom machine. So apparently, top machine has all the goodies attached to it, and the bottom machine just has some ground level missile launchers. That's kind of it. So boring. Get it? Boring. Boring. Do you see what I did there? What does VORT mean? That's not getting old. What is VORT? VORT. I never expected the telescoping on those on the lower legs. I did not see that coming. I had no idea. That's so cool. I think it's probably I think it's probably a case of Tridasher kind of spoiling me because of how those legs and arms flip around. I think that one had the highest engineering on it, but like I just like the brute um, utility that what's this called? Tridigger. Blank much? I like the muscle that Tridigger brings to the action. Brings to the action. Okay then, that was great English right there. Come on, Ava, you're not that tired. Give me a break. Oh, that's kind of boring. Cannons forward. Finally. And the utility arm up and over. They really like having that claw extended. Okay, so this would be Mech Mode. Is this Mech Mode? Yeah, I think this is. Yep, this is Mech Mode. Um, it's okay. It's okay. Not entirely. I think if the legs were a little longer, somehow it would have a bit more impact. But yeah, it's just kind of. I don't know. I'm not as impressed with this mode. It's okay. It's fine. Maybe if I extend the legs a little more, maybe I can get a little more distinction out of it. I don't know, does that help? Give one compare and contrast. Get the legs involved. Meh. It's okay. Mech mode is. It's Mech mode. And then we go straight into VERS formation. I suppose I'm obliged to point out that this is nothing whatsoever like the original Tridigger was. I think it was just called Digger. I don't remember exactly. But the original generation Trivers were just nothing like this. These just put them to shame on so many levels. It's not even funny. But I guess that's kind of the point. You gotta evolve that somehow. I think the only thing I'm really impressed with on this guy is the sliding shin. Well, the sliding shin that took me by, or the telescoping shins that took me by surprise. But honestly, I think I like these sliding arms the best. And then you flip it around 180 degrees. That's great. I think that's kind of the best part. God, who would ever have thought to have those slide along like that? That's such a difficult thing to do, and yet they made it work here. Even which one would it be? Was it Big Power GV or Diabattles V2? Yeah, both of them had sliding forearm features, but keeping them contained within the shoulders, that's very, very gutsy, and I like it. Up to this point, the instructions have not even talked about. Oh, right, verse formation. Okay, so we're back to maneuver mode, and now I'm going to start to take it the fuck apart. It's a pain in the ass to get these separated. I kind of wish that the knees would ratchet forward and backwards. I kind of wish they would, but boy, they're going to have me do all three at the same time. Okay, I can live with this. Right. Yeah, it's definitely the torso. It's Tridasher, or it's Tridigger's torso that makes it really difficult to get the bullet core in and out. So, there's the first one. Which, black and blue, black legs or blue legs and head. And you can see again, the blue cuffs match up with the blue head and the blue legs, which is a deliberate thing they're trying to do there. So, okay. So that's the first one. He's not dashing anywhere anytime soon now. And then try Jetter's torso and arms to try Digger's legs. Wow. Try Digger just really doesn't want to play along. Come on, get in there. So the first formation is just to say, yeah, you can swap the head and the pants to mix it up with the torso, but they're also saying the other thing is they're saying you can mix all three kits. So now you've got Tridasher's head and bullet core, you've got Jetter's torso and arms, and then Digger's legs. So now they're saying you can mix and match like that, as you wish. Alas, if only Digger didn't have wheels on the bottom. And then they're going to do the same thing here with Jetter. Mixing all three together at the same time. Which, by the way, I should point out, Jetter's bullet core and head have a lot more blue on them than Tridasher's does. Get in there, Jesus. Holy shit. Cannot get that bullet core in there. Good lord. If I can flip the head all the way around, then I've successfully attached them. But that being said, thank you. God, no, it was not in there properly. I converted Jetter's bullet core into flight mode or whatever it is, took it like this and then pushed down. I was like, okay, yeah, now it's in there all the way. And then I deliberately rotated it down on the joint. So here's the next one. So here we have Tridasher's legs, Tridigger's jacket, and then Jetter's head. Something I noticed while I was putting this one together specifically. Oh god, now I've got to pull it apart. But something I noticed with all three bullet cores, which I didn't notice until just now. I took all this time to put it in there, and I'm just going to yank it out. That little trick that Tridigger did with its machine mode, where it had the utility arm. I don't know if this has an official name or not, but it had the utility arm hang on to the bullet core. Well, it turns out you can do exactly the same thing to the other two. So you can, in fact, have the utility arm hang on to all three of the bullet cores, because they've got little slots on either side right there that the fingers could just kind of daintily grab onto. I didn't know that. I thought that was restricted to just the Tridigger's bullet core, but no, it turns out I can do it with all three. All four, because there's also I've already forgot the name of the motorcycle one or whatever it is. I forgot the name of that already. Try hard. I don't know the motorcycle Trivers, which I can't think of the name of right now. Anyways, yeah, that one also has a removable bullet core. So here's the question though: is it Trivers anymore if there's four of them? Maybe saying quadders maybe doesn't have the same ring to it. Oh. Huh. Actually, I kind of like this one. I like the face on Trijetter works a little better with this color scheme. I think this works better. Yeah, pixelated. I took a look yet again just before I started recording if I could get the focus, closer to here or closer to here. I don't know. Maybe I've got the camera set up wrong. I'm not. Maybe like the default settings, or I don't know. So there's that one. And again, matching the yellow of the Tridasher's the chest thrusters with the yellow lights, and then you have the yellow stripes on the yeah, you've got the yellow stripe there, yellow stripe there of the tri-jetter. So no matter which way you put it in there. Now, if they had used black as the common theme, yeah, okay, that can kind of work. And if you want to use the shadow Trivers, which is what I'm called, the shadow Trivers, you want to do that, that's all well and good. But clearly, for the original color schemes, they wanted to make certain that all three would go together at the same time. So, vehicle mode. And finally, we have the individual modes, or we have the vehicle modes. Oh boy. You thought you were mixing and matching harder earlier. Now you actually have to go through transformations to get them to their vehicle modes, respectively. Well, I don't mind it so much on this guy. Yeah, I think like engineering-wise, I think the Tri-Dasher is the best of the three for as much flash and um, how can I put it? I guess I can't. Anyways, the I was talking about it earlier. The Trivers with the Trivers the way they are now are nothing whatsoever like their first generation counterparts. But here's the interesting thing: the Trivers, I'm not certain if they made it to American shores or not. I'm not entirely certain, but I do know that the original Trivers did in fact become part of the Transformers line because it's Diaclone. So the Trivers did make it into Transformers. I don't know what they're called off the top of my head. I know they have names, but I don't remember what they're called in Transformers. But they did have a character release of some kind. And so yeah, the Trivers are part of Transformers because Diaclone. But here's the interesting thing. It was either 2019 or 2020. Specifically, the Tridigger, or I think it was just Digger originally, got its own Transformers Legacy Transformers Universe release. So now, in 2020, 2019, you can have both a Trivers Tridigger from Diaclone Reboot, and you can have a Transformers was it Generations or whatever it is version of the Generation 1 character, which I don't know the name of, and which I am sorely tempted to get, yes. So how weird is that? Two completely different modern day interpretations of an original G1 character. How weird is that? Which I'm tempted to get just because how strange it is, but also because, Tri-Digger, looks interesting, so I could rock that. Oh, I wonder if I could do. Oh no, probably not. I was just wondering if you could do Mech Mode by being part of Versus formation, but then I remembered that one of was it the left leg? Yeah, the left knee on Tri-Jetter just isn't up to it, so it would be kind of a futile attempt. Give me some time, folks. I just have to convert all these different modes. I have to convert 9 components into their vehicle formations. Are they called vehicle? No, it's called machine mode. Yeah, that's what I have to do. I have to convert all of them into their machine mode equivalents. So this is going to take me a bit of time. What if I should record the entire time? Well, if I break one of them, I want to be able to have it on camera. Don't jinx it, please. So I think Tri-Jetter is the easiest of the three to transform. Tri-Dasher is the most entertaining of them all to transform. And then Tri-Digger is the simplest to transform, but on the other hand, it kind of has the most gimmicks attached to it. So in terms of like its individual modes, it has more gimmicks. It has drills and cannons and arms and all kinds of missile launchers and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of how that works. So each one brings a little something different to the table, which I can totally appreciate. Can't imagine the Generation 1 doing this. So I couldn't even tell you if I'd ever witnessed any of the Trivers in G1, if I'd ever seen them in person. I wouldn't know. So yes, I'm learning the rhythm of transforming Tri-Dasher's legs. So on my own without the instructions. So it's kind of like, okay, you just have to remember, you twist, you turn the thighs, you turn the thighs inwards, and then the rest just kind of folds into place. So, okay, and that's still solid. That's still fun to transform. A lot of ingenuity went into that. Oh, I already did that. This doesn't even really transform. It's just kind of bleh, there it is. You just fold the hands away, take the bullet car out, bam, it's ready to go. On the other hand, yet another Diaclone Reboot set that I've completed. I'm not planning to get the. I can't think of what the. I think it's Roadster, Roadster, something like that. The motorcycle. Like I have no intention of getting that. I don't care. But I mean, I've completed. I've got all three Trivers now. So yay! I completed the Trivers collection. Except I didn't because I'm skipping the third one. It's not Roadster. It's something else. Actually, it's kind of a badass name. I just can't think of what it is off the top of my head because I haven't memorized it yet. I think I need to get my hand. I need to start getting some more rooters. Um, the Gigantor. Holy shit, that thing is neat. It's expensive though. It's like $500, $400. Yeah, it's $400. Whew, expensive. But it's bigger than Big Power GV, so kind of worth it, you know. And I'd also like to get my hands on just some of the regular Waruder pods. So whether it's the blue and red one, or I'm really tempted to get the green and purple ones, just because green and purple looks alien compared to all these base colors. Red, white, and blue. I don't want to confuse anybody. So yes, I would like to get my hands on the Warooters. I also want to get my hands on some additional power suits, just one or two more power suits, just to prove my point. But I also want to get the Battle Bison. Is that right? Battle Bison? Yeah, I think it's called the Battle Bison. Anyways, yeah, I would like to get my hands on that as well. So, but I kind of wanted to get the Trivers because like I could get them in smaller bite-sized chunks. The Battle Bison's a bit more expensive, so because it's just a big chunk. So originally I was not planning to get the Battle Bison, but I changed my mind on that. Okay, here we go. So I've got 9 components to play around with here. Strange how they keep the cockpit components. Oh no, they want me to use flight mode on Tridasher? Screw that noise. I just took all my time getting it into machine mode, and now they want me to change it to flight mode. Screw you. Flight mode is annoying. This flight mode is so half-assed. Ugh. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Oh, wait, I'm doing it wrong? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Okay, alright. This flight mode is so half-assed. Stupid flight mode. Piece of crap. Tridigger, your torso just really doesn't want to play ball. The friction on your hips is discouraging too. Okay, so what happens if I shift the hips forward? Nothing happens. Wow, so this doesn't peg together at all in any way, shape, or form. Huh, that's weird. I could have sworn that do they peg in somewhere else? No, they do not. That is really weird. That's really weird. Okay. So we'll put Tridasher's bullet core back into Tridasher's jacket. And then we have Vers formation A. I guess if I did this correctly. Which, it's a bit off center. But the legs just hang there. They don't, well, hang. They hang there with friction, purely with friction. So I could have sworn that this panel right here was going to peg into that. That's what I was expecting. I was just saying that, but turns out that's not the case at all. Okay, this might be my least favorite of the three. Just because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't. I guess it's like, well, yeah, you're able to do it, but it's kind of up to you which way you want to mix and match. Also, I would have used Jetter's cockpit if that's the case, but whatever. I'm not happy the way this is working. No. Okay, so we have, oh geez, we have the bulky Tridigger. Really? You're gonna have me attach Tridigger to? Really? Oh, the cannons get folded to either side. They ratchet to either side. And oh, you remove the utility arm. This is weird. But you know, mixing and matching is what we used to do when we were kids, I guess. Not me though. I was never kind of a block form. This is kind of this is summoning block formers, but like I'm not offended by it. So, and then try Digger's bullet core. The heck is even the point? Yeah, this doesn't fit together very well either. You've got arms. I mean, the kind of try Digger doesn't really peg really well into itself. In machine mode, yeah, it kind of does because those tabs on the boobs, those definitely peg into the top of the shins, and so like okay, that provides some stability, but kind of the other modes is just friction holds them in place. So, and the exact same thing here. The feet from Trijetter do not peg into the top there. Is this it? Yep, that's it. So this is Vers formation B. It's just a thing. Although I suppose it looks slightly more convincing this way than it does to have Tridasher's torso in the front. I think it works. I think it works better this way. Little. Yep. There's that. And then finally, the formation that I like to use, unless they change it on me at the last second. So it looks like they're not going to do my favorite, which is to put these together, because, okay. So it looks like they're not going to do that. Instead, what do we have here? This is different. So we're going to take the one that I just spent all this time putting together, so I'm going to take it apart again, because we need Tridigger's top. Oh, it looks like they want you to change it into Top Machine. Oh, that's interesting. No, it's a modified version of Top Machine, of Tridigger's Top Machine. It's a modified version of that. All right, I'll play along. Let's see what we got here. Tridigger, thank you. I don't like the way those cannons ratchet like that. It's so tight for something that small. It's just not worth it. So for whatever reason, they want me to fold the forearms upwards. So rotate these 180 and then fold them all the way up so that they're up against the back of the shoulders, I guess. So what we're getting is this, which is slightly different than what we had before with Top Machine. And the missile launchers peg into side of the shoulders. Oh hell yes! Oh yes, indeed. Now, why didn't they do that for Top Machine earlier? So now I'm going to take this and plug it into the bottom. The weakest, yeah, they're going to have me plug it into the weakest form of the Tridasher's bottom machine. Great idea. The one that has the least amount of pegs involved. Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Is that right? Yeah. So, good grief. This is this is a bit of a monster, but I like it. I can't say I don't like it. They want me to open up the claw? Yeah, they do. I'm not going to take the time to open that up every time. That's it's okay. It's nice. It's definitely the weapons platform version of everything, I'd say. And then the other one is actually going to look better. This is going to look better. This thing could just this can just go. Just no, I'm not going to remember this one because it's using flight mode and it's attaching flight mode to the legs in the most yeah. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to fold away Trijetter's landing gear. So the other two times I left it open, this time I'm going to leave it down, or I'm going to leave them retracted. But again, um, try Digger's legs. They don't peg in anywhere. It's kind of difficult to get things to be evened out and be secure. I don't quite like that. Then here's this thing, which I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this or not. What's left? Anything interesting? Nope. It's it's Trijetter's top, or I'm sorry, it's Trijetter's bottom, and Tridasher's flight mode, which flight mode can GTFO. Is that the end of it? That's the end of it. Hmm. Ooh, it's a lot of back and forth. How long is this? Jeez, half hour. Half hour with verse formations. I don't know. I think I'm kind of liking this one a little bit more. Like even though this has wings and cannon turret, I guess I think I like this one more. This is clearly the dominant one of the two. Uh, Considering how expensive these already are, I'm probably not going to be getting any of the Shadow versions, and I think there's also a third Marine repaint, or I'm sorry, a second Marine repaint. There's definitely one for Tridigger. There's the gray and red repaint or whatever it is. I don't know what all colors has. I know it's an olive green. It's an all olive green repaint. It's an olive green repaint of Tridigger. So yeah, it sounds nice in theory, and it actually does look nice. But like, would I want to spend an extra, $50 for a repaint? And it's like, considering I already spent an extra 30 from Big Bad Toy Store just to get the Tray Digger by itself. So as far as repaints are concerned, it's like I'm probably not going to get any of the repaints. So this may very well be the end of what you hear from me on the Trivers series. Oh, went pretty good so far. Individually, they're really fun. I think Trijetter shows a little bit of its age. It's not as ambitious as the other two, I'll say. So, but there's definitely a lot of part swapping that you can get stuff done. You can play around with where the weapons are on all of them. So there's a lot of nice options in there. But not so much I'm offended. It's like, oh, it's all parts forming and block forming. Blah, blah, blah. It's not, because each component actually, because the separate blocks, they actually do transform. Even if it's just fold the knees and fold back the legs a little bit. Well, you also have these wings and the engine pods that they're attached to that you have to contend with as well. So yeah, there is some actual transforming involved in Trijetter's legs, even though they're just folding backwards. So there is a little transformation there. Um, Goddamn, just Although, I noticed with Tridasher's top machine formation, there is this little wheel on the back here, right where the belly wheel or whatever it is. It does kind of sort of roll, but it scrapes a bit. And the other problem is that it kind of tilts the whole machine back like this. So what I've done is I ratchet the waist section. Ordinarily it's like this, and I bring it down one notch. And that seems to level it out a little bit better. So it does roll a bit better, a bit more horizontal. So that seems to kind of fix that problem. So I wanted to point that out real quick. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. No more Trivers for now. No more Trivers. And so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying, wait, I forgot something, I forgot. Now that I've got 3 of the Trivers, there's something I still don't understand. And I've actually pointed out with the Tridasher, because it's only on the Tridasher, because the other 2 don't have it now. What is this, this kind of U-shaped spot here for? It's like something wants to peg in there, but I'm not entirely certain now. If I take the utility arm off of whatever this one's called, I don't know what they're called when they're, I don't care, and slip it in there, it's too loose. It won't, let's see, maybe if I actually show you. See, none of the pegs, like they fit in there, but they don't snap into place. What is that for? I don't understand. What's that for there? I don't get that. I don't understand. And you can't plug it in from above either. That doesn't make any difference either. And let's see, I'm gonna pull. Let's see, yeah, I can pull one of the bottom. I'm gonna pull one of the bottom machines. Nope, I need a top machine. No, yeah, it wouldn't make any sense if I used a top machine. So, what does that hole mean in the top of Tridasher? In the at the back of Tridasher's backpack? I don't understand. What is that for? Ow. I don't get that. I don't understand what that is. That, I don't know. It might be connected. It might be related to the 4th Tridasher. I'm not entirely certain. I can't say for any certainty. But it's very deliberate, but it doesn't have any function either with the Tridasher by itself or when it combines with the other Trivers. So I guess that's just going to have to remain a mystery for now. Maybe it has something to do with the 4th Triver, but on the other hand, the others don't have any indications of that either. There's nothing really extraneous on any of them. Yeah, Trey Jetter's torso is good. And Trey Digger's torso is good. So this is the only one where that's seems kind of incomplete. Now, if it was just an aesthetic, okay, but it does kind of look like a 5th wheel. On big rig trucks, the mounting point where the trailer attaches to the actual truck itself, it's called the 5th wheel. That's what that is, or at least that's what it looks like. That's what it reminds me of. But there's nothing for it to slip into. It's a very strange thing. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. So I suppose out of all these things, it's kind of the one thing I can't quite understand. So if it is just an aesthetic, okay, fine, I'll leave it alone. But if it's not, then what is it used for? I don't know. Okay, now I think I'm done. I actually did the sign out and close everything. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to remember to mention this, and so I turned everything back on. Okay, so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you for tuning in.